Alrighty, welcome back to another trade recap. Today, I ended up taking 3 trades. Now, on my live account, I am up like 62 bucks, so break even. And then on my fundeds through Alpha Futures, I'm up like a grand. So nothing crazy. But yeah, I ended up taking 3 trades, which again, I normally do not do. But all 3 were longs and all 3 were the same, towards the same draw and kind of the same bias, but just ended up getting stop rated a couple times. First one was a little bit early, second one I'm okay with, and third one obviously I am okay with. But let's kind of run through price action and like what I wanted to see coming into market open. Actually, let me show you my executions so I can get that out of the way and I don't forget. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta hit apply to all, I think. Okay, so yeah, took a long, got stopped out, took a second long, got stopped out, and then here is my long that I took on ES. Let me take that out. All right. Oh my. I was going through. So let's go back to market open. Okay. Let me delete this. All right, so coming into market open, if we go to the higher time frame here, we were in this 4-hour bullish fair value gap, right? And then we had Asia highs resting above us. So let me delete this. We had Asia highs resting above us and then also all-time highs. So I wanted all-time highs to be the draw because of how bullish we've been. So if we look at the daily, we swept out this internal low. We've had the daily change in the state. We've had the 4-hour change in the state. Oh my, what the fuck? What the fuck? What's going on? Okay. Weird. What the hell? Alright. So let me go through it again. Fuck. Fucking pussy ass bitch. Alrighty. Alright. So, coming into market open, if we look, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Dude, my trading view has been geeking out, bro. Like, they need to fix this fucking platform because it does it on all my laptop, my fucking PC, my fucking phone. Like, holy shit. All right. Oh my. All right. We're just going to have to click this. Okay. So on the 4-hour, we had this bullish for value gap that we were in. We had all-time highs in Asia resting above us as well as London. Now, if we take a look, we've had that daily change in the state. So I want to see this 4-hour change in the state. So what I want to see is all-time highs be the draw, right? These relative equal highs, this 4-hour change validates the move to these relative equal highs up here. Also, all-time highs. So let's scale down. Oh, I fucking forgot. Okay. Dude, like what the fuck is this? Why is it doing this? Maybe just get out of replay? Okay. I guess we'll just have to be at a replay. That's so weird. All right. Anyways, we were respecting this 4-hour bullish for value gap, and coming into market open, I'm just gonna get back in replay and hopefully it works. Coming into market open, I wanted to see this low, which was London low, have one more manipulation to then go higher, right? Because at this point in time, I can't take a long here, right? I cannot take a long because we've had no manipulation. There's no manipulation leg, right? So we had a manipulation in pre-market, right? And then coming into market open, what I wanted to see was I wanted to see market dive down and go take London. So I was very bullish bias coming into market open, and then as soon as market opened, what do? We come down and we take London, right? So we take London, and what we end up doing actually is if we take a look at ES, what time was this at? This was at 7:44. So at 7:44, where's ES? Right here. 7:44, we have a bullish SMT now with London low, right? So we end up putting in a bullish SMT here. Okay, we manipulate London low. We put in a bullish SMT. And I want to see what we want to do, right? So we continue to respect this 1 minute bearish for value gap. However, we come down, we have a manipulation leg, and we get above this change. Now, this long right here that I ended up taking, I ended up entering long. I had a pretty tight stop, and I was targeting London high, right? This trade that I ended up taking was early, right? This was early. Reason being is because at this point in time, we were still respecting this 1 minute bullish for value gap, right? We were still respecting this 1 minute bullish for value gap. And at this point in time, at 7:46, we had, where are we at? We still had this bullish SMT intact with London. However, we ended up taking this internal low, which in my case, I want to see this become low resistance liquidity then. Which, what does that mean? I want to see this all get swept in one move, right? I want to see all this low resistance get swept in one move. And we ended up sweeping this internal low on ES, and we still had the bullish SMT intact with London. However, like I said, I want to see it all become low resistance, and I want to see London get swept. So it was a little bit early, and what does ES and NQ end up doing? We end up coming back down, taking out London low, right? So now at this point in time, this SMT is now invalid, okay? So this SMT ends up getting broken. Like I said, this first long was a little bit early. I put it behind myself, right? I took an early long. Now I just want to be patient and wait for market to show me what it wants to do. So we end up coming back down, having one more internal manipulation leg, and then at this point in time, 7:48, ES has now taken London low, right? And I want now all this buy side liquidity to become low resistance. I want to see all this be taken in one move, right? We're pretty bullish. We're bullish. If I scale out, oh my gosh. If we scale out, I want to see this become buy side and sell side of the curve, right? We've had sell side of the curve right here. And I want to see this become buy side of the curve. Now, scaling back into the 1 minute. We end up taking London, having internal manipulation, and then we come up and immediately get above this 1 minute change. Now, the reason I took a long here, we take London, we have our internal manipulation, fast displacement upwards, right? Even though this 1 minute bearish for value gap is still here, fast displacement upwards. And if we took a look at ES, same thing on ES. We take London, fast displacement. Now, I enter long with my stop at the candle low, at the recent candle low, and I target London high, and I end up getting stopped out, right? So I end up getting stopped out. And at this point in time, I just want to remain patient. Obviously, market wants to do more things. We want to go lower. We want to do whatever we want to do. Once I get stopped out, oh my God, this fucking thing. Once we get stopped out, we end up tapping this new unfilled 4-hour bullish for value gap. So keep that in mind. We end up tapping this unfilled 4-hour bullish for value gap. And if we scale back in, let me get back out of replay, or back into replay. I end up scaling in, right? So I get stopped. I understand that this 4-hour is now getting tapped, and I slide over to ES, and I understand that, okay, the S&P 500 ES is the stronger asset. What does that mean? The stronger asset is going to work more efficiently to the upside, right? So notice, before I go over this trade, notice this move that ES has, right? And then notice this same move that NQ has. Chop, 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 chop. And then we kind of start to go, and then we come back down, and then, you know what I mean? So the stronger asset works more efficiently towards the draw, towards the buy side, towards buy side. So once I get stopped out on NQ, we end up having internal manipulation. I just want to be patient, right? I just want to be patient, and I want to see what market wants to do. We end up actually putting in an internal SMT here, a small little internal SMT. And again, I just want to remain patient. I don't know what the fuck the market wants to do. I've gotten stopped out twice. I want to be a little hesitant to take a third trade, right? Because I normally never take three trades. We end up running through this 1 minute bearish fair value gap, right? But I'm not taking a long yet. We end up, let me just go into replay so it's easier. We end up running through this 1 minute bullish fair value gap, and then recognize if we scale to the 15 minute, it's gonna take me out of replay. I already fucking know it. Oh, never mind. We end up respecting constant encroachment of this 15-minute wick, and then let's scale out a little bit more. This model, we continue to hold this bullish 4-hour fair value gap, right? So let's scale back down. So let's recognize our confluences here. Holding the 15-minute bullish fair value gap, or 4-hour bullish fair value gap, holding constant encroachment of the 15-minute wick. We've had one more internal manipulation and an internal SMT indicating that we want to go higher, right? But I just want to wait until we get above this 1 minute change. We get above this 1 minute change. I enter my first contract. I enter along with two cons. I enter two cons, stop at this SMT low, right? We end up going up, right? Coming back down, respecting this new 1 minute bullish fair value gap. And what do we continue to do? We continue to respect, and then we also respect this inverse, right? And then once we get above this down close candle, I enter along again, my fill gets averaged, I move my stop to up here. Now I am in three cons and I'm still targeting London high. Now what happens? We continue to move up and we go take London. So those were my three trades today. Again, on my live account, I'm up around $62 on break even. The reason I am up on my fundeds through Alpha Futures is because on my funded, I never ended up taking this first trade because it was too quick, right? I set my position, I entered this first trade, I set my position, and by that time, we were already down here. So I was like, okay, my fill's gonna get fucked. And then kind of right after this first candle on this first trade, I knew I was wrong. I knew we wanted to go lower. So I didn't enter. I did enter on my second trade on my funded, lost around, I think like $400 here. And then I entered three cons on ES on my funded, and that is why I'm up $1,000 on my funded. So up around, like total up around like almost $1,100 today. So pretty decent day. Again, want to eliminate this first trade, right? Want to eliminate this first trade, want to eliminate entering early. Do I think it was a bad trade? Do I think the model was not there and it was stupid? No. But I do think I could have been a little bit more patient, and I could have waited for one, ES to go lower. And if ES doesn't go lower and doesn't take London low, right, I can scale into the 15 second. Okay, the thing doesn't fucking work. But I can scale into the 15 second, and then like once we kind of go higher, I could wait for like an internal turtle soup to like take a long, right, with high stop. So want to eliminate this first trade, but the second and third trade I'm completely fine with. Again, I'm up around $1,100. And notice the efficiency between NQ and ES, right? Notice the efficiency. Like I said, stronger asset. What is the stronger asset? That is huge to be able to identify the stronger and the weaker asset. What was the stronger asset in this case scenario? S&P 500. What was the weaker? NQ. Why? Because ES was more efficient towards the draw on liquidity, NQ was not, right? We just completely chopped. So like I said, those were my trades today. I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. I hope you guys actually learned something from this. I hope you guys implement the things that I'm teaching you into your own trades. And up $1,100 on the week. First trading day of the week. Took three trades today. Took three trades. Want to limit my trades moving forward. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap, and I will catch you guys in the next one.